This is the Bob and Tom Show. Thanks very much for joining us. We come to you from the Napa Auto Parts Studios. I'll take attendance. Ace.
Present.
Chick McGee.
Present.
Josh Arnold.
Hey, Tommy.
Kristi Lee. Oh, wait a minute. That's not Kristi Lee.
She's off at her honeymoon, right?
Oh, boy. No, that's not what's happening. We're just doing that to be mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Kristi's not here. Jess is sitting in for Kristi Lee.
Present.
She is, in fact, Jess Hooker. And the fact that her normal feature on this program is not called Hooker's Corner.
Hooker means prostitute.
It would be misinterpreted. We have comedian.
Prostitution news. It's Jess Hooker. So anyway.
Now, how would Ted Knight introduce prostitution news?
Now, coming up next on a beloved segment that we all look forward to in many, many ways. Oh, Billy. It's Jess Hooker with prostitution news.
Sorry, Jess.
It's okay.
Boo.
I just saw the Mary Tyler Moore the other just happened on it where Ted is had some sort of hospital procedure and he's nice to everyone and it just throws everybody. That old sitcom bromide. Oh.
I do know that I didn't get introduced, though.
Oh, that's, yeah.
That's because I'm waiting. Just going over this roster of plugs. Comedian Frank Caliendo is here with us. Many shows coming up for Frank, including Cincinnati, Toledo, Columbus,
Many
Detroit.
shows.
And I'll tell you those dates coming up. You can find them at, just go to frankcaliendo.com. Frank is a man of many voices. And I know that you probably had to work quite a bit with the NFL draft because some of the voices you do are, they cover a certain sphere that could be, say, limiting. Not everybody's going to get some of the voices.
100%. It's called pigeonholing yourself. That's right.
When you do, one of my favorites you do is the guy who shows up about once a year, and you've told us he's the nicest guy around.
Mel Kiper Jr.
Mel Kiper Jr. If you're not familiar with Mr. Kiper, he's a great announcer, a great analyst.
And like what I say in my act, the look is like if you took Sam the American Eagle from the Muppets and merged him with Count Chocula, that's the look he's got.
Widow's peak, puffy hair.
Yeah, and just like a continuous angry look on, like a frown, a scowl, I guess it would be. And the other guy is Todd McShay. Those are the two guys on ESPN that talk the most about the NFL draft. And McShay, he's pretty normal, but whenever Mel Kiper Jr. sees him, he starts going, ta, 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 to the point where Todd McShay's like, you've ruined my life, Frank. I'm like, how can you say that? Because he goes, everywhere I go, all I hear is ta, 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 ta. I'm like, yeah, but now they know your name.
Exactly.
That's you're like Madonna of ESPN. People know who you are. And he said that did pay off. So
he did not get fired from ESPN.
Yeah, you can't. Or I just turned Tom. Tremendous situation, trying to get from one thing to the next, but chick always interrupting.
That's right.
Got a lot of ideas, trying to do sports segment.
I've got a motor.
Incredible motor. High ceiling, low basement. Not sure which that is. A little bit of flooding possibility, depending on the region. You look at Chick McGee, and in the end, we're looking at a guy that I think is going to be in the Hall of Fame. Not sure which one, but it's going to be a hall. Maybe not fame. Hall of shame.
Long hall.
Just a long hall. The Hall of Halls. Talk about a tremendous hall. The Hall of Halls is the greatest hall. You ever have those halls mentaliptus? What is mentaliptus? I'm not even sure what it is, but I know when I put it in, it clears my sinuses, makes me feel better. And if I go without it, I'm not having a good day. Guys? There's a thing about him. He eats a slice of pumpkin pie every morning.
Mel Kiper?
Yeah, that's his thing. He loves tasty cakes and pumpkin pie. And I was listening because he does a show on the weekends. I guess it's now the longest running ESPN show that he lives in Baltimore and he loves seafood, but now he found out he has a seafood allergy. So I can't eat the seafood anymore. I'm staying away or break out in hives. You don't want to be a giant hive just going, hive, 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 hive.
But it reminds me of the seagulls down at Disney World.
Mine.
Yeah,
Mine.
that's one of my favorite things. If you
Mine,
want,
mine,
you go,
mine.
it used to be called the Living Seas. Now it's the Dory or whatever.
Nemo, yeah.
Nemo, sorry, the Finding Nemo exhibit, and they have these robot seagulls when you stand in front of that fountain, and they just mine.
That's a Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, Mel Kiper Jr. should be cast in a Disney movie as one of those seagulls. Like, mine.
Am I dead on this?
Yeah,
Jess.
yeah, that's what
it's-
No, that's absolutely true. Yeah.
But is Mr. Kiper? Does he have any other interests? I mean, he must watch every football game.
He knows all
every
it's-
college.
It's all about the. He created the draft. The whole research on the draft. He was in his basement. I was in my basement researching, and he brought the stuff to ESPN. They said, "What are you doing?" And they now it's a whole industry. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they had, what is it? 40 million people watched part of the NFL draft on
That was
television.
crazy. Yeah, I want to say closer to 50, like 47.5
Just nuts.
million or something. Yeah.
So, and is he an expert on anything else?
The Bachelor. He loves The Bachelor.
What?
Yeah, yeah. And
He sounds like a guy you could sit down and talk to, Tom.
No, I hate.
You know
those
what?
shows.
That's almost a draft show in a way.
Yeah.
That's what he loves it. He sits, he watches it with his wife. And the funny thing about their show is the researchers come back and they said, stop talking about it. Our people only want to. He would do big boards for the draft. Look at Karen. She's been here almost too long. A little bit shifty. Wondering if she's going to be the kind of guy that Gabe should end up with. I look at Gabe. He's a tremendous guy. Doesn't have a lot of money, but a lot of good looks.
That's exactly right.
Incredible sheer the cheekbones in this guy. Incredible. A long-term
So who told him
situation.
to stop talking about it?
The ESPN people, because the research comes back. They say they want only to hear sports on his show. They don't want, so they stopped doing the Bachelor Big Board for years. They would do it, and because he liked to talk about it, and it was almost like one of the sketches I would do, where it was
that's funny.
so ridiculous.
Wow.
But that's they come back with that stuff.
Humorless audience. Apparently.
Well, people are listening to him for numbers, not so much personality. So.
Might be management that's humorless over at ESPN.
Okay. We're hanging out with comedian Frank Caliendo. Now, just one of the things you learn as a broadcaster is when you have to sneeze, you don't want to time it so it happens. say right now.
Or one of the big missteps also would be to talk about.
No, but I'm trying not to.
Sneeze,
I'm really working at not sneezing.
There we go.
he was fighting it, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, that could be the funniest thing we do all morning.
Oh, sorry. I just sneezed all over myself.
Oh.
I need a squeegee. Sorry.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
I apologize.
Hey, Nick, what do you think of that sneeze? That's right. He loves it.
We come to you from the Napa Auto Parts Studios. The room is significantly more handsome than usual.
No, it's not.
Ace,
What?
Ace Frank Caliendo is here. Look at that face.
Come on, Ace.
Frank Caliendo is here, and Frank is on tour. I'll give you some of those dates in just a second. We're in the Napa Auto Parts Studios. Ace, as you can see, is here. I bet Frank's not familiar with Ace's new feature. Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
Frank,
sweet baby
Frank. Oh, well, here it comes.
Ace Cosby.
What is this, a joke? Are you joking? This is a joke, right? What are you, from a radio station?
I didn't write this one, so. Police arrested 2 kids yesterday.
Oh, no.
One was drinking battery acid.
Uh-oh.
The other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off.
I see. Yeah.
Say they charge one,
Let the other one off.
the other one off.
Frank, not amused. That was kind of funny. That was the Ace Cosby joke.
Frank, not amused.
I was finishing up my. You guys it was Kristi Lee that got me involved in Instagram, and now I can't get away from it. It's taken over my life, so I wasn't even paying attention. Could you do it again, Ace? So the whole radio.
Ace Cosby.
Is this a joke? Are you joking? This is a joke, right? What are you,
I
from
had
a
this
radio
kind of
station?
power.
Hey, police arrested 2 kids yesterday.
Uh-oh.
One was drinking battery acid. The other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off.
The music makes it good. Can I do one as Morgan Freeman?
Yes, of course.
Do you have one?
I know, but that's why I said, can I do one?
Okay, we will get you one. We'll get you your own little special intro coming up, and it'll take me a few
I
minutes.
think
to
Ace
get
has
this organized.
many jokes.
Yes, we'll get you one. No, I think we have to get the proper intro. Don't we have to have a special Frank Caliendo intro?
No,
no.
It's the same one.
Morgan Freeman as Ace Cosby.
Yes, here it comes
This is
down.
complicated.
This just
Okay.
in, I
All
think.
right,
I think
okay,
we're
okay,
all
that's
already
fine, that's
ready
The
to go.
effort from Ace.
Ace is handing Frank the joke. Do you want to review it and make sure it's up to your standards? Okay.
You mean Ace's standard?
He's Cosby.
What is this, a joke? Are you joking? This is a joke, right? What are you, from a radio station?
The koala bear is not actually a bear.
Oh, is that right?
Biologists say they don't meet the qualifications.
Why haven't you done that?
Totally original.
Totally original.
You
That's
wrote
a
that.
good one. That's a good one, Ace.
It's a good one.
That could be the best one I've ever
You should
heard.
have used that one instead of giving it to Morgan Freeman.
Ace is a
No, the
giver.
Navy
He
one.
gives away the best stuff.
Oh yeah, the Scandinavian.
Scandinavian is still my favorite,
amazing.
yeah.
Distributor.
That's
Oh, can you write that one out? We'll give it to Frank. Have him do it later. God,
Yeah.
that's a great joke. We'll let people forget that we just said the punchline.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Caliendo is a well-known stand-up comedian, and Frank is on tour coming up
what?
May 2nd. It's Irvine, California. May 16th, Chicago at the Chicago Improv. Niagara Falls, May 17th.
Slowly I turn.
Step by step, inch by inch. Bakersfield, coming up May 19th at the Temblor Brewing and Streets of Bakersfield Festival, apparently.
I'm not sure
Is that what
exactly
that is? It's a cumbersome title. I don't know what it's supposed to say.
A lot of bakeries there.
Yes, that's true.
Then you're going to be at home.
On the field.
As far as
Phoenix,
the-
Arizona, May 26th.
Yes.
At Stand Up Live. Detroit, the MGM Grand Event Center. Columbus, Ohio, June 16th.
Oh, where's you in? Where in Columbus?
Funny Bone. And then June 17th, the Liberty Township Funny Bone. That's near Cincinnati. Then Toledo, the Funny Bone, June 19th, where there's a photograph of Josh with a black border on it.
Oh man, they must have put up some sort of commemorative plate.
You had one bad. Josh is a great stand-up. You have one bad night. Don't beat yourself up.
No, it was 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does that happen?
That's the amazing part about it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a pocket in Ohio that just doesn't get you?
Anti-job.
No, this was also I was real new. This was one of my first road gigs, so I probably wasn't very good.
West Palm, June 12th, 13th, and then Orlando the 17th, and Hattiesburg, Mississippi, August 2nd. Lots of cool stuff coming up for Frank Caliendo. Now, we have a lot of things to get to. Sitting in for Kristi Lee, it's Jess Hooker. There's the aforementioned Josh Arnold, Mr. Caliendo, Chick McGee. I'm Tom. Just sneezed all over everything. Sorry.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
Donnie.
How are you?
Hey, can I make a quick public service announcement
Oh, sure.
before I go nuts here at work and never talk to nobody in our break room again?
Okay.
Man, I'm so sick of spoiler alerts and tired of having things spoiled and spoiling things for other people. Mostly, I'm sick and tired of the phrase spoiler alert.
Yeah, I'm with you, Donnie.
It used to be people couldn't just talk about like money or religion or politics. Now we can't say nothing about Game of Thrones, superhero movies, or flat Earth. I swear to God. I mean, people want to talk about what they've experienced. It's just natural. Like last weekend, I mentioned to Patty Ferguson in passing. Spoiler alert, I forgot to wear a rubber. She laughed, and she was like, spoiler alert, it's okay, I'm bleeding the brakes. So,
All right, well,
I'm bleeding
we broke it.
brakes.
Her dad used to own a muffler shop. Anyways, we got to come up with some new rules we can all agree on.
I totally agree with you on this, Donnie.
I'll say it like this, like a TV show, people should get 24 hours to watch it. And after that, it's fair game.
I agree.
Movie premieres. How about opening weekend? That's it. Then everybody's free to talk about it all they want after. If you don't want your experience to get spoiled, then you'd better keep your ass off the internet.
yeah.
And if you talk about movies and shows before they're on there on purpose, trying to spoil it, then you should be forced to drink a gallon of spoilt milk.
Oh.
So curdled it looks like Peter North with bad cholesterol. I swear to God. I think we should go back to the not talking about religion, money, politics, and fake moon landing days. And start talking about our favorite movies and TV shows. When I go see a movie, I want to be able to talk about how much I I love the over the pants action. I got the back row during the trash compactor scene. I swear to God.
Hang up the phone.
Yeah, there's more than one swamp monster.
Hang up the phone.
And free tip from Donnie Baker: if you bore a hole in the side of the bucket, the popcorn trick works on her too. I gotta go.
Okay, that's obscure. Thank you, Donnie. I think Donnie Baker, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the spoiler alert thing has gotten out of hand. But the first one I really remember was what was that movie called?
The Sixth Sense?
No, the one before that with the woman that was I don't want to.
The Crying Game.
The Crying Game.
Oh yeah. Just after an hour, the big reveal.
Yeah, and it was like a big club though. Everybody said, "Okay, this is a good movie, but don't talk about it." And that people sort of kept to that.
Yeah.
But then the biggest one, is you're correct, is Bruce Willis.
Remember when Psycho came out? Once the movie started, no one was allowed in. Now you can come in whenever you want, but there were rules every theater had to obey.
Really?
That once the movie started, if you were late, you weren't getting in because they didn't want to ruin anything. Hitchcock was very strict.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Makes it something special.
Yeah.
But right now there are a couple giant no spoilers out there. Game of Thrones is one of them.
Yeah.
And the other, obviously, is
Endgame.
Endgame, which, once again, Mr. Caliendo was seen twice. And you do just two of the characters' voices in that?
Well, Jeff Goldblum's in it too. Well, not in Endgame. I guess he's in a previous. There's some other ones that I think I could probably do, but I don't think anybody would get them. So,
but I imagine you could probably get a pretty good gig if you wrote a special piece just for because there's obviously going to be a giant Endgame com or something coming up.
I think,
I'm not trying to be dismissive. I went to one,
you are, but
I went to one this summer. I went to one of the whatever it was, Comic-Con, or I was blown away how cool it was.
It's truly amazing.
And it was like being at an NFL game with an entirely different crowd.
Well, the ones that I've gotten really in with are these Ace Cons, and they bring out like the superstars. And we're going to one in Seattle on Juliet's birthday. And
that's your daughter. How old is she now?
She's going to be 13.
Okay.
So she's really looking forward to it. And Josh Brolin is going to be there.
Oh, cool.
And the coolest thing in the world that happened with that is I have video of Josh Brolin saying I was one of the influences for him in W. So,
oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's in a junket and doing a report. And I said, Juliet, you know that Thanos, the guy who plays Thanos, actually knows who I am. And she's like, no way. So I showed her this video. And the only problem is I have to change my name to Frank Caliendo because that's what he calls me.
Oh, my God, that's great.
That's close enough. Yeah. And that's a wonderful story.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty awesome because she's like, no, you don't know who. He doesn't know you. I'm like, he knows who I am. I have video, so I got the video. I can even send it to Dean if you could put it up. It's crazy.
Because he plays
Thanos,
W.
the big.
Yeah. W in the Oliver Stone.
But I want to try and get video with him going. Frank Caliendo was also my inspiration for Thanos, which I think would be.
So, are you going to make arrangements to meet him?
Yeah, because that's what we get. I get pretty good privileges. That's how we met the guy who plays Loki, and what she's really hoping for is Spider-Man. And the guy who plays him, Tom Holland.
I don't keep up because there have been like 80 of those movies. So,
yeah, and he's the one all the high school kids are totally, all the high school girls and maybe some boys now. But he just has all these great lines.
So he'll be at this convention?
Not that one, but we're hoping that eventually. I met his agent because he is the same agent as the guy who plays Loki.
Okay.
And the agents know who I am more than some of the actors, which is pretty cool. And they're like, "Oh yeah, come meet him." And I was like, "Absolutely." I'm like, "Juliet, come over here. Dad's got an in with some of the Avengers."
That's amazing.
In front of Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki, is one of the main characters throughout all the movies. She goes, "Dad, I want you to get in a Marvel movie." And he just looked at me and I go, "It's not that easy, hon."
Oh, this is great.
Loki, my brother.
We're talking with comedian
good.
Frank Caliendo. We have a lot to get to, too, today. We also have Jess Hooker sitting in for Kristi Lee. Kristi's on a mystery trip. We don't know where she is or who she's with. Not sure what's happening.
You guys are in so much trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Unless we're right.
Yeah, that's right. How did you guys know? She'll be giggling.
After what happened last week, I highly doubt that's going to be right.
You mean when she pooped herself?
Oh my God! It
have
just keeps
diarrhea?
getting worse.
Guzzling Pepto-Bismol?
No, so yesterday I had someone come up to me and they go, "Wow, Kristi's getting married." I went, "No, it was a joke." And so you realize that
This
Who would
happens to me
believe
all the time, Tom,
anything
all the
we say,
time.
yeah.
So what website do you go on to get your whores? Ah, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. What bus station do you
These
go
are
to?
jokes, Dad.
What bus station do you work at? Yeah, these are jokes.
Larry, good morning, Larry. Larry is this American hero. He happens to be Josh's dad. Now, let's check in. Anything of interest over there at the news desk? And it's not any news desk. I should paint this out, Mr. Caliendo. It's the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. Now, I can't really do a proper introduction. Could we have my favorite Ted Knight do the introduction for Jess Hooker, please?
And now, from the prostitution news capital of the world, a lovely lady in every way, every space. M, S, and M. Jess Hooker. Oh, keep doing that. It feels good.
Thanks, Dad. A few hundred people in Poland protested censorship by eating bananas.
How many Polacks does it take to protest a senator?
It all started with
I don't think Polak is correct, is it?
I don't.
Yeah.
How many HR representatives does it take to get rid of Josh Arnold?
Hopefully the huge-breasted one, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. She is hot.
Yeah.